Hi there, YouTube. Well, I've surfaced on Friday afternoon. It was kind of a lost week. You know how we have those every once in a while? Anyway, before I get going here, of those of you that don't know, I'm Anneke Van Buren, formerly of Tampa, now of Ocala, Florida, the so-called horse capital of the world. And when you drive around, then you understand. We have an international airport here, but it mostly has planes full of hay and horses. And right now are the big horse sales, so the place is just jammed. But I haven't been about. I am taking my sister and brother-in-law to a competition ship with the Clydesdale horses in the carts. It will be next week at the World Equestrian Center, so that should be fun to see. All the horsey people will be there, and we'll be watching in the arena, so that will be fun. So what happened this week? My body just got off, you know? Sometimes it happens, and you just gotta stop, take a break, do nothing, change your diet, cool it. And one of the things that I'm finding is that I am developing a non-tolerance. Number one, the red wine, I can't drink it all anymore. I've developed an allergy to the tannins. I know. And I really can't even have rosé. I can still drink white wines. And I'm finding now that I have to measure exactly no more than 2 ounces of alcohol in any drink. Or this temple says, no. You're not going to do that to yourself. So anyway, the last drink that I made for you was still sitting in the refrigerator with a shaker, and it should go down the drain. I just haven't done it yet. So what am I making today? Is a lemon blueberry daiquiri. I know, last thing was a gimlet, I think. Or no, it was a daiquiri and then a gimlet before that. But this is a lemon blueberry. So this is a little different. It started out that I had to make a simple syrup, a half a cup of water, a half a cup of sugar, bring that to hot on the stove, dissolve the sugar, and then add in a full cup of fresh blueberries. Bring that to a boil, reduce it to a simmer for 5 minutes. I'm gonna let it cool. Then strain it out so that you don't have the blueberries in the simple syrup. And so now you just have a simple syrup that looks like this. And that has to cool too. I think that's kind of what happened with the daiquiri, is that the simple syrup was still too warm. It just wouldn't let those eggs go like that. So this is easier. Once you get this out of the way, the rest is simple. And this is a rum drink. So what I did was I went on a search for early spring cocktail recipes. And this is what came up. I'm being hopeful. After all, Punxsutawney Phil did not see his shadow today, and that means that spring is supposed to be early. Or is it the other way around? He did see a shadow, but spring is supposed to be early. So what we do is we start out with a shaker full of ice. Okay, and then you're supposed to add 2 ounces of light rum. Now, I happen to be very fond of Bacardi Limon. It's the lemon flavor of Bacardi, and I've been drinking this for years, and it makes a nice light drink with Diet Coke and a little lime, and it's almost a Cuba Libre. So it's gonna take 2 ounces, and this is not too heavy of a bottle. Let's see if I can manage this. 1, 2. Now this will be a little more lemony because of the lemon. So if you don't like that, just use regular white light rum. And then it calls for 1 ounce of fresh lemon juice. Now I've already squeezed it, measured it, and it goes. I make a mess if I do it here. I finally bought myself a lemon squeezer instead of doing it with my fingers. My poor arthritic fingers. All right, and the last thing that goes in this drink is 3/4 of an ounce. Now, that's 3/4 of a cup. We want 3/4 of an ounce. So I'm gonna do this right here. This is an ounce. I'm gonna go right up to right about there. And add that to the drink. Okay, what's next? We shake it. I told you it was easy. And I'm supposed to pour this into a coupe glass now, or maybe it's coupe, I don't know, C-O-U-P-E. This is the closest thing that I have to it. So I've chilled it. Ice, water, let it sit for a minute. You'll get yourself a chill glass instead of leaving it in the freezer. I've been leaving my martini glasses in the freezer for the longest time. And I bought 2 brand new ones. They're really hard to find, believe it or not. And they were lead crystal. They were beautiful. And they were sitting on the front of the shelf. And I had family here. And they opened that freezer door, bing, one of those lead crystal glasses went flying. And if you've ever broken one, you know what happens. It's everywhere. So I was sick about it because I hadn't had 2 that matched in a long time. I break them. And these are really heavy, so they wouldn't do the tippy-tippy. You know what I'm talking about if you're a martini drinker. So we're gonna strain this right into here. What a pretty color, right? I'm dripping on my white countertop, so I have to make sure and get that cleaned up soon so it doesn't stain. Then you're gonna take a lemon peel. You see one of these? You could do it with just a good sharp knife. And come across the lemon like that. I'm gonna do as long as I can get away with here. Let's see what I can come up with. I'm sure I didn't need that long, but I just wanted to do it. Look, I'm just gonna kind of curl it around my finger and drop it in there, and then add some fresh blueberries. If I had a toothpick, that's what I would do. Okay, let's try this. And let's see. It looks pretty, doesn't it? Ooh. It's tart. It's very refreshing. And you better be careful because it tastes really good. And it would be very easy to down these and overdrink immediately. So, one more sip. And that's it for me. So, what am I wearing today? It's just a jumpsuit. I'll turn around so you can see the back of it. And I'm wearing some matching shoes. These have been in my closet for a long time, but they're kind of a brown with a black, and in the back they have all gold studs in the heels, and they have a peep toe. And just a simple black black sequin bomber. And I just thought I'd add something fun. I call them little puff balls with gold. So I'm sorry I had to wait till Friday this week. I will try very sincerely to be back here next Wednesday afternoon for you. Since I am seemingly developing a limit to the amount of alcohol that I drink, I might be changing the format of this. I'm not sure where we're going to go. I do want to talk a little bit about women and aging and what we do to keep younger and sexier. If you haven't noticed, I don't dress for other women. I never have. I dress for myself. I used to dress for my husband, but he was over the top and would want me to wear things out in public that were totally inappropriate. He wanted to show me off. And that was one of the reasons why we were no longer married. And so now, if I go out in public, I try to temper how I look. I like to wear something that's a little sexy but elegant. But if in the privacy of my home, or am in a lifestyle situation, club, resort, that sort of thing, then I'll go for all out sexy. So I've never understood why in the privacy of your own home, you couldn't dress up in lingerie for your man if you wanted it. And I always will. Okay, that's it for me today. It's getting a little bit warmer here each day in Ocala. We still have the orchids covered outside. So we are a long way from suntan weather yet here, at least for those of us in Florida. The snowbirds are out there when it's 60 degrees with suntan lotion. Not me. So if you're coming to Florida, check the weather before you get on that airplane, because it has not been a warm weather. But if good old Puxatawny Phil is true to his prognostications, it's going to start warming up. It's going to be beautiful. It's great to be here. Great to see you. I really appreciate you taking the time to follow me. And make one of these for yourself, okay? The recipe will be in the description, as well as little links to where else you can see me. Love you all. Thank you for being here. Oh, before I say goodbye, I went to a sushi restaurant for lunch today, and when I asked for my check, the waiter said, "Someone paid it forward for you." I was totally astounded. And then she said, so it was just this nice, sweet gentleman who happens to live in the same community. And it was just a kind thing to do, wasn't it? So remember, it doesn't cost a thing to be kind. Pass it on. Namaste, my friends.